Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Patreon podcast. So, this week, I have been on vacation. I drove for 2 days straight from Minnesota to Arizona, and I am helping my wife do her shopping and all of her other fun stuff in Tucson, where the gem show is going on. If you're not familiar, my wife makes jewelry, and this is where she restocks. I would be incredibly tired if I wasn't recording this on January 14th. And I think that it's really important to talk about planning and planning ahead and trying to take care of things that can be taken care of beforehand. Usually what I do with these podcasts is I schedule out a bunch of them. I plan what I want to talk about, and then I just do them as frequently as possible. My routine is that I park in the parking lot at work, and I just sit in my car and I talk into my phone for 5 minutes or so, and then I go into the office. I do some light processing on my phone, and then I upload it to Patreon, and I schedule the message, the post. And that's really it. Like I've refined this workflow to the point where I can do this almost completely on my phone, and that is a really huge part of the process for me because it allows me to plan. And what this does is this takes away something from your to-do list, so you don't even have to think about it anymore. It's already done, and it's already taken care of, and it's out the door, and then you can work on things that are more important. Because the thing is, something's low priority until the deadline's coming up, and then it becomes very, very high priority because it needs to get taken care of. And when something becomes high priority, that really impedes on the work of a lot of other things that have been high priority for a long time, but are just larger projects. So it's important to make sure that some of the things that can be done and scheduled and just taken out of the system, like, it's good to do those and get them out of the way. If they're not in the way of other big projects. Like, another example that I have is that every Wednesday after the 2-hour track challenge is done, or after my stream is done these days, I schedule marketing tweaks for the week. And they're not like anything fancy. They're just like, this is what I've been up to this week. This is a link to the podcast that I did with Shaka Panda. This is a link to the song that I made on stream. This is a link to a funny video that that happened on stream, like a funny moment, or an album that was released this month. Anything like that. Like I build a list over the week of things that I want to talk about, and then Wednesday or Thursday, depending on what my schedule's like, I sit down for, about a half hour, and I just go into TweetDeck and I schedule tweets for the week. And that's it. Like, then I don't have to worry about, well, I haven't posted a tweet today. I need to do that. I need to make sure that people still know that, this is where this project is and that they can help out and all that other stuff. And I think that it's really valuable to be able to essentially do it all at once and then not have to think about it anymore. So if you can find ways to schedule some of the things that you can do, whether that be scheduling a podcast episode, like creating a backlog like I'm doing, or scheduling tweets or marketing, or I think you can even, I'm sure you can schedule Instagram posts, or I know you can schedule YouTube videos. It's like creating that backlog and planning ahead is so very valuable, because it not only allows you to have a little bit more freedom mentally when it comes to just being able to do what you want when the need arises, but it's also important that, like, when life happens, like if you get sick or something, you have a backlog available already, and that will keep your content afloat and keep your content flowing to the people who expect it without having to, post a video being like, oh guys, I'm so sorry, I'm sick, I can't like make videos for a couple days. It's I think that it's really important, and I mean that makes streaming a little bit more difficult because streaming's live and there's not much you can do for scheduling that. But yeah, like it's just it's very freeing to be able to be so far ahead in your content schedule and allow that flexibility, because it's really nice to be able to be flexible, because then you're not feeling rushed into finishing something. And that's something I procrastinate a lot, especially with the sample packs. I need to start working on that one. Hopefully by the time you're listening to this, the sample pack is already out. But I procrastinate a lot when it comes to some larger projects, and I've found that scheduling and planning ahead helps a lot. And as a final note for this, it's also important to like maybe have a calendar with your content schedule, because then you'll know what needs to be done when, and what needs to be scheduled when, and that's really important. So that's all I have for today. I might actually talk about scheduling, because it's kind of the same, but it's kind of different. I might actually put that in as a separate episode in the future. So, yep, thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for being a part of this Patreon. I really appreciate it. I'll talk to you I'll talk to you in the next one. Be remarkable.